Miss Sonya Jenkins.
Hey, how are
Hi.
you? How are you? I love sophisticated
Wonderful.
conversations. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. And so I don't know if our audience has noticed that we have the same last name, but I will give a hint. As my mother has joined on, my mom puts all in the family. So Sonia is actually my first cousin, and it's so funny because I was preparing for tonight's show. I just really thought how special and wonderful, and I'm quite sure our dads are watching up above,
Oh
just
my
cheering
goodness.
on as we're doing. So I'm
They are
very excited.
by each other.
Our
They are
question has popcorn going and are really cheering us on. So very,
exactly.
very happy. And I see that both of my sisters, Jen and Jocelyn, have joined and Karen. So very
Hey,
wonderful. Hey. So
hey, Janet, Jacqueline.
tonight's show, the theme is gifting with a purpose. And what I wanted to do is one, just to share how wonderful my cousin is.
Oh,
But more
thank
importantly, I wanted to share her creative project. And really, at this point, I think we're running out of ideas of things that we can do. And I thought the amazing content that Sonia is creating as a filmmaker and as an author would be an amazing holiday gift.
you.
But before we even get to your creative project, I thought it'd be wonderful if you just share kind of your journey of how you, well, so it's hard for me to say how you went from, I almost want to say that the little girl that I knew as you were growing up a kid,
Right,
um,
right.
to this amazing filmmaker that
Um,
is in
Thank you.
Atlanta, in LA, doing her thing. So please share.
Well, I have always been a very focused individual. From the time I was a little girl, I was a writer. I wrote in my diaries. And also, my mom allowed me to come to her library. My mother, a former librarian, just encouraged me to be a creative, person, and as they call it today, content creator. So I have always known what I wanted to do. When I was in high school, I was the editor of the newspaper and I got an award. I'm so sorry about that, Bill. But I got an award, the most outstanding student in language arts. And I was so shocked. I was like, what? Right. But that propelled me to want to pursue journalism. And I wanted to be a sports writer. That was my first desire. So when I went to the University of Tennessee, following behind my brother, because he played football for the University of Tennessee, I was really into sports. And I got an internship, though, with Entertainment Tonight my senior year in college, and it was over. I was like, sports, what? But I loved entertainment. I would get to go to some of the shows when I went to LA, right on the lot, the Paramount Studios. And I changed just within a matter of years from wanting to be a sports reporter to wanting to be an entertainment reporter. So I became an entertainment reporter. I was Upscale Magazine's first entertainment editor, but the creative flow was always in me to write about sports still. So when
Mhm.
I started writing my book called Shayla's Catch, hey, Shayla's Catch, I highlighted a football player. Okay, there it is. A football player. My dad also played college football. And I was a cheerleader. I wasn't a sports girl. I mean, like, hey, hey. But I was inspired to write this story because really my brother, my dad, so many close friends, and it just came together, but it also was put on the shelf. So
Mhm.
it wasn't until 2014 that my book was finally published. And I started writing it about 15 years prior to that. So it was published in 2014 as an ebook. It came out in 2015 in paperback. And now I have the movie, Shayla's Cat, on Amazon Prime. And I'm in production now, my second episode of Shayla's Catch prequel.
Congratulations. Congra-
Trust me.
well, I mean, so
I
I
have other books too, so I'll share those later.
yes, yes, no, it definitely. But I do want to just spend a moment kind of unpacking your journey and kind of how you shared, you know, one, you started really tapping into the thing that you loved, which is entertainment, and then moving that entertainment component back into the sports and really using that as you developed your characters. I bought the book when it first came out, but then just recently I had the pleasure of actually watching the film and I fell in love with it again. There is a fashion twist in the book, and we don't want to give the book away because we're hoping that you all, the audience, will actually pick up the book or even watch the film. But can you share a little bit about the fashion component that is actually in the book?
Sure. I have always been into fashion. And whether I was sitting at a football game or on the red carpet, and that was one of my things when I was an entertainment reporter, was to do a lot of red carpet. So fashion was in. So in my book, Shayla, and Shayla's Catch she works for a fashion boutique. In the book, in the book, she's a buyer. Now, I haven't quite gotten her there in the film because we're doing the backstory.
Yep.
So she's into fashion and she works for a lady named Deidre who owns the fashion boutique. Now, Deidre is played by Yolanda Brady, who's actually a Hollywood costume designer. And she has dressed so many people. The Parkers, I met her when she was working for the Parkers with Monique. And Oscar winner Monique. And it was so weird because oh my gosh, about 15 years ago, she said, hey, I'm at work and you're having a party in Jamaica. Well, I'm going to bring Monique. So we became really good friends, Yolanda and I, and now she's into acting. So we had a scene about 2 weeks ago, and we went to a boutique called Maya's Hair Boutique. And Yolanda was there. She did the scene, and we had a few little, I guess they call them glitches. And she was like, "Oh no, this is what we do. This is what we do." So I had a co-director, including C.K. Moore. He's the NFL player in the film and in the book. But just having the fashion aspect of my film has just gone back as far as the book, because I even had some fashion shows. My cousin on my mom's side, Jenna Day Scott,
who I see here, Jenna's family. Scott,
she was my Shayla when I had fashion shows.
Nice.
So hey, let's go to this other boutique. I also did a scene in Wilbur and Sisters Designs in my first movie. So, I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place.
And actually, to that point, can you share where you're filming, where the movie has been filmed?
So the prequel has been all in Atlanta and self-tape LA. So what I did for this second sequel, the prequel, I guess when I said sequel, that means I'm going to have some sequels. But the prequel was mostly self-tape. So I have a wonderful cast and crew. The cast, I just said, hey, you know what? I want to continue on with Shayla's Catch, and I need some self-tapes, and I can send you the script. And they were like, okay.
Wait a minute. I'm going to slow you down for a minute. For those that may not know what self-tape is, can you with that little detail?
Self-tape is sort of like what we're doing, but you set up your camera, whatever your method is, whether it's a real camera or whether it's your iPhone, which is for me, my iPhone. So I set it facing you, or I filmed yesterday with it not facing me, and I actually did better. So you just kind of roll that camera, let it roll, and you do your scene as if someone is filming you.
Sure.
Tape is what a lot of auditions are right now. I mean, they've been doing self-tape auditions for a very long time. So they don't want, it could be 50 people that they could see in a self-tape as opposed to, waiting a long time. They're like, okay, this person is good. So self-tape is just presenting your best self on video. So did I make
No, that's very clear. I mean, well, not only we talk about gifted, but you just dropped a little insight for those that are looking to either get into the movie biz or just
Yes.
even I know on the corporate side, they're not calling them self-tape, but there are companies that are asking for video. So that is awesome. And Tanya, thank you for joining us. So I want to make sure that the audience knows where they can actually obtain your your creation as a holiday gift. So how can we do that?
There are several ways. You can go for the movie. It's on Amazon Prime. It is, you can watch the prequel because it's the most present. So I'm really excited about it. And my actors have just been incredible. So I want you to see the actors. I have O'Shea Russell, who's the CK Moore. He always says, the more you see me, the more you want me. You have
Mhm.
Mia Falana, and that's Amina Butterfly. She's a singer, songwriter. She's great. I could go down the list of my cast, but I don't want to leave anybody out. But you can go to Amazon Prime Video, to get Shayla's Catch prequel under TV shows. Okay, that's one. Then you can go to, if you want to know the story, if you want to know the entire story, you can go to the standalone Amazon Prime, and it's there, Shayla's Catch. But also Amazon for my books, I have Shayla's Catch and Motivation.
Mhm.
Camera here. Okay, Motivation, The Path to Inner Power. You can also order both of these books, as well as my third book. It's a teaser. Now, if you want something sizzling, because I wrote this book and my mom read it and she said, oh my, she was like, oh, she had to put it down. It was too much for her. But it was a Super Bowl teaser. It's called Fiery Charm. It's about girls who go to the Super Bowl. You can imagine, right? For a weekend. And also Barnes and Noble. You can call Barnes and Noble, or go to the store. Since we're social distancing, you can call and order, or you can go online. Also, Books a Million. So it's available, it's out there. And they're great gifts. Also, I wanted to share that I also update all the time on social media. I mean, people probably get tired of me, but I don't care. So it's Sonya Spotlight on Instagram. Sonya Spotlight. That's Sonya with a Y, two
Mhm.
in the middle. Sonya Spotlight. And the first 10 people, if from this, if you say that I saw you on Sophisticated Creations, I will gift you my motivational book.
Ah, nice.
Digital form. And if you watch Shayla's Catch, the movie, and send me a screenshot, I will gift you Shayla's Catch novel.
Awesome, awesome. And Dan said I can, but I can't pull it up on caption, but I did put in the chat the name of the movie and also the Instagram. And what I'll do tomorrow is I'll make sure I post it. I thank you for gifting us
Okay.
those opportunities. And you're absolutely
One
right.
more thing. I also have a website, and it's not as updated as it should be, but you can go there and find most of the information about me at sonyaspotlight.com.
Awesome. Now, so what's next? I mean, you finished. I think you're on book number 3.
Yeah.
And we chatted, and that you are doing now the episodes on Amazon. So
Mhm.
when you think about 2021, what's next for Sonya and her creative career?
Well, of course, the prequel that will lead to the main episodes of Shayla's Catch. So it's a continuous process. So I never look at the end of a project because I like the journey. So I'm going to continue filming. My cast, like I say, are incredible. So I'm going to continue filming and bringing different episodes. That's one thing. And then I'm also coming out with a children's book.
Oh,
It'll probably be up as an ebook within the next month. So it's a story about a flight attendant because that's one of my careers. That was my main career while I'm pursuing all of my dreams. I was a flight attendant. So I am excited to bring the kids my children's book. It's called, well, I'll just wait.
okay,
But
okay.
I have a children's author who inspired me, Brian Jordan. He's a former baseball player and a former football player. And I would look at him and like, how does he do all of this? He's just written a children's book. I think he has four. So I have mentors. That's one of the things that I like to do. I have mentors. I have a children's book mentor now. I have a urban fiction book mentor, Omar Tyree. I have an overall mentor, Mrs. Ernona Clayton. My brother is my financial mentor and my spiritual mentor. So I just try to keep. And somebody called the other day, and Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry, I worked on his sets for a very long time, Ava DuVernay, and I've worked with those individuals, and they inspire me.
Well, wonderful. No, that is awesome to hear. And I think as we think about the holiday season, and just even as you're sharing the ideas of how to support creatives, are there other things that might be helpful as we think about how to support those in the arts? Because one of the things that has really I think been a challenge. Well, actually, there've been two areas that I think have really been a challenge. I think small businesses have definitely been impacted through COVID, and definitely the creative aspects in terms of the arts. Right. And so if we want to support our artists, are there any things that we could do to give them a happy holiday?
Of course. Now, there are so many ways. One way is to share. You always hear sharing is caring, but it's to share. Even this, is this going to be up for a while?
Oh, yeah. Yep. This will stay up. And I also posted on my website. So
So one thing about social media, because I was also a social media moderator for Delta Airlines, but one thing about social media is that it doesn't cost you anything. Okay. So to help someone on social media, all you have to do is share. That's all you have to do. Another way, most content creators have methods, or they have sites where they are accepting contributions or looking for investors. And for right now, because I want my movie to grow, I do have Indiegogo. It's INDIEGOGO. Indiegogo. It's an independent filmmaker site that takes contributions, but also if someone is there and they say, hey, I want to be an executive producer, then I'm very open to meeting people who would definitely be beneficial and that could help me in my journey, and I can also help them. But it's called Indiegogo. It's under Shayla's Catch Prequel. And my initiative is only up until January the 3rd. So I've been so busy filming and writing and editing that I haven't really had a lot of time to promote that. And other ways, though, that you can give to an independent filmmaker or an author is to go on their Amazon and do a review. Review, because a review is really great to give others some idea about what that author or filmmaker is doing, and it shows that, hey, I really sat down and I cared about this independent filmmaker enough to write a review.
That is awesome. And I think what's really wonderful as we're thinking about purposeful gifting for the holidays is that is a gift that really fuels someone's dreams. So I thank you for sharing that. And as we come to our close, and I also wanted to thank you personally for fueling my dreams. I don't even know if you remember, but when I first came up with this thought of I really wanted to do fashion, and I wanted to do fashion more on a journalistic, or I don't know, perspective, you were the person that kind of coached me through and guided me through. And one of the best things that you taught me, and I know
we got on both.
I know, but someone was the one that taught me how to write the query letters to get invited to Fashion Week. And actually, one of the things about getting invited to Fashion Week is that you actually have to show that you've wrote for publications. No publications listing, but Sonya let me use her magazine as my publication that I wrote for, that got me to be able to be invited to my first Fashion Week show with journalist credentials. And I can tell you, was the one that got me the journal press credentials for the Kentucky Derby. So we've had an amazing time together.
Kentucky Derby, I tell you, so fun.
I so thank you for sharing your creative talents. I will be sure to post
Okay.
links and insights so that Shayla's catch can be a gift for the 2020 holiday season.
I
As
appreciate
usual, I thank the audience for being with us.
it.
I cannot say how much it means every week to see you all. I see Anthony, I see Singleton, and it's just really wonderful. So we're going to close out. Look forward to seeing you next week. We're going to continue our conversation with African American businesses and gifting ideas for the holidays.
Jacqui, you're doing a fabulous job. I just want to let you know you're doing a fabulous job. Keep at it because there's nothing to it but to do it.
There you go, cuz. On that, we are going to close out. Hey, Regine. Have a great week, everybody. We will see you in 7 more days. And hang on.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Believe.